you said it felt a little bit like 2017 again, and you were really pushing the ball down the field maybe more than you had in the past couple of years. Is that something that you're consciously would you like to do this year? Is push the ball down the field?
I love that. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's a lot of things that go with that, obviously, but yeah, I love doing that stuff. In 17, there was a freedom where me, the receivers, tight ends, we had a good chemistry going, and I mean, when you get that with offensive skills and a quarterback, it makes for a tough offense.
Do you feel that you had that freedom last week just because you were coming off the bench, or do you anticipate to have it the rest of the season?
I don't know. I mean, that's a fair question. I think we'll see that as we go forward, but I don't know. The more freedom you have as a quarterback, obviously you play better, you're more confident, and good things will happen.
When you say you're kind of loose mode in 2017, would not want to start any sort of controversy, but how I guess what were you asked to or coached to play differently, in 18, 19, 20?
Say that again? How was that?
Well, you'd indicate 2017 it was more like, push the ball downfield a little more, play a little.
Well, I get it. I guess it kind of, in 17 I was learning the offense. So Kyle would call some plays and I wouldn't know exactly, how to read it, I guess, but you'd kind of figure it out as you went. And I don't know, just the more and more that you learn the offense and get the knowledge of the offense, I start to figure out what Kyle's thinking and he, vice versa. But there's obviously just some back and forth between the play caller and quarterback.
Jimmy, what was it like to get all that fan love after your presser?
It was cool. It was cool. The faithful, they've always been there, man. They're a fun fan base to have behind you, and they were loud on Sunday, and we just love those guys.
Were you expecting all of that? I mean, all of that, the cheers and the support?
Yeah, that never really wavered or anything. So yeah, I love our fans.
Jimmy, I don't know if you've had much time to sit and reflect, but has any of this felt surreal to you over the last, week or so for the way this played out?
Yes and no. There's I don't know, part of me, you always want to be on that field, so it's you always have that in your mind that you're preparing that way, and then just for how things have worked out, I mean, it's pretty crazy, but I don't know, everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in that, and just it's just another opportunity.
Has there been a moment that it just hit you? Maybe it was when you just went on the field the other day, but has there been a moment like that?
No, not yet. I'm just trying to stay in the moment right now. Honestly, it's I don't know. When that does happen, I've never been a backup and had a starter get hurt like that. So it was, I don't know, it was a different experience, but it was something that you take in stride. And, like I said before, Trey's our brother, and, we talked to him the other day. He seems to be in good spirits right now.
I know it's a different situation compared to what you experienced playing backup for Tom, but is there anything that you took from that experience for this small portion that you were quote-unquote backup here?
Yeah, just the preparation. You don't get the same reps when you're the backup, so your mental preparation is different. Running scout team, I love running scout team. It's always fun, so got to do that for a couple weeks. But yeah, it's just back to normal, I guess.
Having gone through what you went through in 2018, what kind of advice would you give to Trey for here on out the rest of the season?
I heard Bosa's presser the other day, and he worded it pretty well, because there is a moment where you feel like your life is over and you feel like, I can never get back to where I was, but that passes, and you got to hit a point where it does pass and you mentally move on from that, and there will be hurdles for him to overcome, but I've been around Trey for a couple of years now. He's a tough dude, so he'll be all right.
Still obviously developing as a quarterback. I mean, what can he do these next 3 or 4 months to continue to grow in some way, even though he's not on the field?
The mental stuff. I mean, he's already been in a couple meetings with us through Zoom and stuff like that. So, whatever you can do mentally, physically, it's tough right now, but he'll get back.
Your teammates talk about your voice and how it projects. I'm curious whether you had a coach that stressed that to you at some point, or is that a Garoppolo family thing, and is it real loud at your house at holidays?
I was going to say, I grew up in an Italian family, man, so literally, I mean, after games, it's tough to talk because my voice is tired, but everyone else is screaming, so it's but that's just normal conversation. So, yeah, it's I don't know, perk of being Italian, I guess.
Jimmy, when did you meet Brian Griese in person for the first time, and what have been your initial impressions?
Honestly, I met him last year when he was calling one of our games. Met him through the, I forget what it's called exactly, but just the day before the game, we were talking to those guys, and he was really cool. And having been with them now for, probably a month or so, It's really cool. He sees the game as a quarterback. We see the game very similarly. It's nice to have him in the room.
How does having a guy who's played in the league help at your position?
He just sees it very similarly to you. You know, it's tough to coach a quarterback. You got to be able to see it the same way as him, which a lot of guys think they do, but they don't maybe. And he just he has the experience of being on the field, being in those moments, and it's nice to have a guy like that around.
What strikes you about the Denver Broncos defense as you're preparing this week?
Very physical. They're physical up front. We know a couple guys over there, DJ, K1, great players, and it's it goes across the board. They chase the ball. It's a well coached defense, you could tell, and so it'll be tough for us, but it'll be a good test.
We don't compete directly against the other quarterback, but you guys have faced Russell Wilson a lot of times. Do you have any have you guys ever talked other than just after the field, and what are your impressions of seeing him over the years?
Tremendous player. I mean, just a freak athlete, makes plays that shouldn't be made, but he does it. He has that unique ability to extend the plays. And I haven't really had much time to meet him off the field, but on the field, the dude's, he's as competitive as it gets, and it's fun to go against him. As weird as that sounds, it is.
When you say it's been back to normal this week, has it just felt like maybe you took a little break and now you're back?
Yeah, a long break. No OTAs, no training camp. It was a different type of year, and I've been in some weird situations here, obviously, but this one, it had some good and bad though. The shoulder feels good, and obviously that's number one. So once I was physically feeling better, and the rest of the things just kind of fell into place, I guess. You go ahead.
When Kyle decided that he was going to move on, and you guys had the conversation, is there anything you learned from that conversation that you think is going to make you a better quarterback, or changes the way you decide to attack a defense?
Not really. I think it lights a fire under you. I'll tell you that. Obviously, as a competitor, whenever you get told something like that, it'll get you going a little bit. But I have plenty of motivation. I don't need that to motivate me, but it always helps.
Jimmy, you obviously have a lot of established relationships, but how has it been just building chemistry with the newer pass catchers?
It's been awesome. There's some good players out there, man. It's not trying to pump anyone up too much, but some of those guys could fly. Ray, not being a young guy, but just a new guy, he can move. Danny can move. There's a lot of speed out there. So just the chemistry's coming. It's coming, and it'll only get better.
Seems like old times with Kittle back out there with you now.
It's getting there.
Jimmy, when you came in the game on Sunday, what was the first thing you told the guys in the huddle? What did they say to you?
That's a tough one. I don't know, man. A lot of things get said out there. I don't know. We were all just fired up. It was third down, so brain was kind of going in that direction, thinking about coverages and what they were going to do, and then I got smoked. So the rest is history. Thanks, guys.